The former president will not be testifying in his own defense since he did not notify the court by last night's deadline.
Yeah, writer E. Jean Carroll has accused Trump of raping her in a department store back in the mid-1990s. The former president continues to deny those allegations.
NBC News correspondent Ron Allen joins us now from outside the federal courthouse in Lower Manhattan. So, Ron, again, to remind folks, no cameras in that courtroom, but our reporters are telling us that Trump's attorney, Joe Tacopina, arguing that E. Jean Carroll's legal team are trying to get the jury to hate Trump enough to ignore the facts. What else do we know about each side's final plea to the jury?
It's an interesting way to put it. Joe Tacopina, Mr. Trump's defense attorney, started his final statement. And right up front, he says to the jury something to the effect of, you can hate Donald Trump as much as you want. You can see things that he said that are vulgar, that are crude, that are rude. But all that you have to deal with at a ballot box, not here in the jury box, essentially. So they put that up front because the former president's attorneys are very mindful of the fact that here in New York City, he's not a very popular individual. And that's where this jury is from. 9 people, 6 men, 3 women, from Manhattan, presumably. So they've known they've had that uphill battle, presumably, from the start. In his defense, Tacopina is basically saying that E. Jean Carroll's story is simply unbelievable. He called it the most unbelievable story of all time, or something to that effect. And he's going through different aspects of it, like the fact that neither she nor her 2 friends who testified for her has been able to put a date, a time, a month, a year, exactly when this happened. He talks about how improbable it is that Donald Trump, even in the mid-90s, a relatively famous guy, known around New York, could go into Bergdorf Goodman's with her, that no shopping attendants, no salespeople would rush to him, would help him. Nobody saw them in the store. They go up to the 6th floor lingerie room on the escalator, that department. Nobody sees them. So on and so forth. And he's driving home to the jury the improbability, as he calls it, the unbelievability of what she is alleging. Earlier this morning, we heard from the plaintiff. She makes it clear, E. Jean Carroll's attorneys make it clear that she's telling the truth. They say she's been courageous and brave to come here so many years later to tell her story. And that it's backed up by 2 of her friends who she called around the same time that this happened, one case minutes and the other the next day. And there are 2 other women who testified about how they were similarly allegedly attacked by former President Trump. So that's basically what we have now. 2 very different versions of the truth. And we expect this to wrap up the closing arguments sometime this afternoon.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.